speaker with day 28 of our 30-day challenge. This is my last afternoon in Grand Rapids, and we're here during Art Prize, so there's a lot of people outside wandering around. But today we're going to talk a little bit more about oral arguments. And I usually give presentations about preparing for oral argument that take over an hour, and obviously this little session here is going to be approximately 2 minutes, so I'm not going to get into the kind of detail I normally could about how to prepare for oral argument. But here are a couple of tips to keep in mind as you're preparing for your oral argument at the Court of Appeals. The panel matters, and you need to know your audience as you're preparing for argument. If you know about your judges and how they feel about oral argument, how they feel about the type of case you have or the type of issues you have, that will really help you be ready to present oral argument. And there are a lot of judges who don't like to have a lot of talking, and they might only want to hear from you for a few minutes. There's other judges that you should be prepared to know that they're going to have a lot of questions. And so knowing your panel is a very critical component of preparing for oral argument. The other thing is, the judges are judges, they're human beings, and sometimes their mood depends on the day. And some days they're in a better mood and more receptive than other days. And I don't really would think that affects the outcome of the case, but it does perhaps affect their conduct at oral argument. So one thing I always like to do is to arrive early, and I sit in the courtroom and see what kind of mood they are in that day, and what kind of questions are they asking that particular day to the people who are arguing before them. And there are days where some judges who might otherwise be talkative are really quiet. And I like to know that before I stand up, that this might be a day where they may not have a lot of questions, or the opposite. It might be a day that everybody's on fire and they have a lot of questions. So just, getting ready in that respect for oral argument is just one step in the process, but it is an important step. So hopefully you find that helpful. We only have a few days left. I think we're wrapping up the 30-day challenge over the weekend. So we'll see what we have left to tell you. I have a couple more tips to bring to you, but thank you for listening in.